Do all black people think the same? That is the question for today's video. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is reacting to this video where various set of people try to determine if we all think the same. It's a Jubilee video, a reaction. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just get right into it. Okay.
My preference is for you to marry a black man who is smart, who's kind, but I'm gonna love you. You still gonna come to my house and we still gonna make fun of him because he got unseasoned chicken.
Technically, I don't think there's a black thing. I think there's something women do in general, but anyhow, we continue.
And he can still sit at the table and we gonna do that too.
We invited 6 black moms from all across America to see the range of their beliefs and values.
Hip-hop is a bad influence on children.
Ooh, this is a good one for starting. But I think I should vote before. Well, hip-hop for me, it get negative effects on children, but it's based on the artist you listen to. Like if you listen to Tupac, it's a spectrum of he when he's doing gangster rap, and he like mostly rapping about the life and the situation and about society. So it get it good and bad. So for me, I would go with not strongly agree, but agree. Alright, listen to what they said. Ooh.
The songs that we grew up on, like Missy Elliott and Sierra, they were popping. The beats they get us moving. That's what makes us us. But the lyrics, you guys, all of the time, it's always about sex and drugs here and there, and it's something that can be changed. I know a good amount of the R&B songs that we have are very soulful, gearing towards Black beauty nowadays, but a good majority is very inappropriate.
Yeah, well, this was saying because that's basically what sells. Like, you would rap about drugs and sex and dancing because that's what people like hearing in the club. But they still get fair share of rappers that would rap about the good aspects of life that would motivate you. But it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum. Let's see what the rest is.
I just saw already this.
We disagree.
I love it.
Me too.
I feel you strongly. And I think it's the wording of the question, hip-hop. Everything is bad for our kids. It's not just hip-hop. And when you say R&B, 95% of R&B songs talking about sex. Let's romance you. Let's turn off the lights.
Because
and
sex
so
sells.
when we continue to perpetuate like it's hip-hop, no ma'am. Country's talking about drinking, rock and roll's talking about killing themselves. Everything is impacting our kids. And so what we have to get back to doing.
Also, what I think is depending on whatever music from whichever genre you listen to, it all depends on the individual. So the child gonna come away with this song doing this certain thing or influencing them in a certain way. So it don't always necessarily be the music, but also the person. Well, that's just my opinion.
Is talking to our kids. Right. We cannot let music be the sole influence for our children.
Right, but that makes it very broad. The question is for hip hop in particular, and like you said, that's what our role is for as mothers, to teach them right from wrong. Because I mean, we were raised in that environment, but you guys are amazing women. Y'all have a good head on your shoulders, and so do I. So we have to continue that and teach our children the same way.
I feel like there's a difference between hip hop and rap. To me, hip-hop is Biggie, Tupac, even Kendrick Lamar. Those type of music have messages.
Yeah, you see, like Kendrick and Tupac and Biggie, all them carry messages in the rap. So if I would grade hip-hop based around these artists, I would say agree based on the question. But then again, the other side that just rap about violence and whatever. So
and it gives them an open sight of what our culture is, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, when we speak about rap, Megan Thee Stallion, I don't want my child listening to that.
No, that is...
Or, Nicki Minaj. I'm not really feeling that either.
I don't have a daughter to say this woman who raps, my daughter can't listen to that. But I do have sons who I don't like for them to listen to NBA Youngboy. His lyrics are too much for them. And the things that he say from my knowledge.
I don't know who Youngboy is, like, based on the music, but he does release, like, some mad quotes based on memes that I see.
Knowledge. He's speaking truth. He's speaking life situations of his own. I just don't want that type of enthusiasm given to my kids.
I would go as far to say it's not rap, it's not hip hop, it's certain lyrics. Because like you said, we think of Megan Thee Stallion, who has a lot of songs that are very empowering besides just the things that you talk about, but you got to listen to her album to find and pluck it out.
If that's a woman's choice to speak whatever she wants to speak, it's us women that are attacking her for that choice. For me, when I hear that hip hop is bad, it's hip hop is bad as it pertains to Meg and Nicki. But you rocking that Tupac and that Biggie and that Jay-Z, who's a whole adulterer, that's okay?
No. Sick of it. They rap about that, yes, but also Tupac also rap as entire song cherishing and showing love towards his mother. So you can't just pick the side that he said bad things and not bring up when he said good things. He's not a complete adulterer or sexist because he rap about it. Yes, he rap about bad, but he also rapped about good. So you can't just pick the bad side or just choose to see the bad things.
No, let's not do that.
Come on now.
I want my child to marry someone black.
Oh, this one. I actually don't mind, like if I had a child, if they would marry someone out to the race. I don't mind interracial couples. So I want my child to marry someone. I disagree. My child could marry whoever they want. This is their choice. I disagree.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh. Yeah, it's split.
I'm black and I'm proud. No, I really, I want them.
What a way to start. What a way to start this discussion. I am black and I'm proud.
To be in love. I want them to be in love with a black man. Society will have us believe that there are no good black men out there, and that's simply not true.
I want my daughter to be loved and loved well. And I don't care what the skin color is, because then that puts her in a box of thinking that I have to date a black man because my mom wants me to date it, because that's what we're putting in our children's head. If you agree with the answer, that's...
Yeah, it's not necessarily what the parent want. It's at the end of the day, the child is an individual and they're supposed to be able to make decisions. So you can't force a child to forcefully marry black or marry white based on your race just because it's what you do. At the end of the day, it's their choice.
What you're probably telling your daughter or your son, and that's fine if that's what you believe in. But we want to make sure that we emphasize a lot more than just dating a black man. We want to emphasize, well, how is he treating you? Is he loving you right? Is he leading your household? Is he supporting you? I guess I want to stress that I want my daughter to be loved because I've been hurt. I don't care. It doesn't matter who I've been hurt by. I've just been hurt. And so at the end of the day, because I felt hurt and she's experiencing that with the lack of a man not being in her life, I don't care what race he is. I want her to understand what love is, period.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we have to be careful in our conversation, though, in grouping a preference with a lack of acceptance. Mm-hmm. Like, my preference is for you to marry a black man who is smart, who's kind, who's generous, and all those things.
Well, that's good.
But I'm gonna love you. You still gonna come to my house, and we still gonna make fun of him because he got unseasoned chicken, and he can still. And we gonna do that too. But a preference, my preference is that they bring a nice black man home.
I just don't want to be 95 and I have a generation of people and then the great-grandkids don't look like me. It's just, I mean, I know it just seems like it's a visual thing, just a skin color, but I want to just have a family of us, what we created, what me and my husband created.
Well, I think the thing with them that agree is mostly mind over matter because they're looking at how it gonna look based around the black community. I don't technically, realistically, I don't care. If you choose to marry Indian, Chinese, any race is good because majority of the world, well not majority, but a fair percentage of the world made up of mixed race. So not everybody nowadays purely black or purely white. So why should it matter if your child married out to the race? As long as they love the person, that's what matters.
It's just odd to me that when it comes to interracial relationships, we automatically assume black and white. When I think interracial relationship, I think anyone that's not the same race. So if he comes home with an Asian, with an African, with, whoever, I will do my best to accept her. And as long as she don't try me, and as long as ain't nobody calling me the N-word or asking me to touch my hair and all this stuff, as long as you love him for him, it's not a fetishization because he's a black man. You love him. Yeah. We're fine.
Love is the end goal.
My child's money is my money.
Nah, my child's money is his or her money. So, strongly disagree.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, she's trying to
Technically
agrees.
speaking, all that money in your piggy bank, I did give it. Now, I'm not the mom to take it, but if I'm in dire need of it, I do feel like I have that obligation to,
Well, yes, but that doesn't make it your money. That makes it the child's money, but they're obligated to help you out. So how does that? Anyhow, like that.
Exactly. I'm not taking your whole piggy bank.
When I was younger, it'd be like, if you had $3 and your parents took it, I'll pay you back. And then a week later, can I get those $3 back? The $3 is in the dinner you had last night.
Fair enough.
My daughter, she had a slime business, and so she made money off of her slime business. And she broke a little girl's toy one time. You're going to go into your piggy bank, and you're going to go get that money out, and you're going to go give it back to her because you broke it. I wanted her to understand and be accountable that although I know this is your money, when something like a mirror broke in my house because you decided to do something you're supposed to be doing, you're going to pay for that, because out here in the world, they're not going to cut you no slack. Okay, you park your car in the wrong spot, you're going to pay for that with a ticket.
I believe in whooping your child.
The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. So if you misbehave, you have to get licks. Whoever disagree, well, you raise your child how you want, I raise my child how I want. Don't get vexed with me for beating my child. Strongly agree.
2, 1, go.
Bruh, somewhat agree.
I disagree with it because it's not about taking that completely away, like off the table, but I try to find other methods. And so I started to take away electronics because that's her thing. I learned my child and what she responds to.
I have 4 sons, so I don't think that is necessary for everything that they do, especially I have 2 teenagers, a 10-year-old and a 1-year-old. So their punishments should all be different. So my sons like to play video games. They like to sit on their phones. And those are the only things that they really just care about, because a whipping is going to last, a few seconds. And they still get to go back to be on their phones and be on their games. So they kind of probably would prefer a whooping, and they know mama going to get tired anyway because they're some big boys. So it's not going to last. Yeah.
They get immune to it.
They do.
Whatever.
They do.
Let me just take this beat and then I'm going to go right back and do whatever I need to do. They get immune to it. And so...
Yeah.
Nah. I got fair share of licks in my day, and I never got immune. Up to this day, I would dread the moment of my mom beating me. So immunity to licks, not buying it.
I've gotten backlash from that, from my family.
Yeah.
Like the older generation, they are so gung-ho with that method that if I don't do it, I feel pressured to do it now, because if I'm not doing it and my child's not responding in a certain way, my mom is over here and my dad's like, you're not raising your child correctly. So the pressure from our own culture and family makes us believe that we have to use that method.
With my 1-year-old, she definitely does get a little tat-tat.
You get lashes if you do something wrong. Lashes hurt. You don't want to feel pain, so you won't do what is wrong in the eyes of your parents or your guardian. So I think it works.
Because it's more of an attention grabber than it is, I'm trying to hurt you. You get what I'm saying? But the other thing is, because I'm a mother of 3 girls, I don't allow my husband to do any of that. Ever.
Right.
Like, he's not allowed to put his hands on them. And that was something we talked about prior to getting married. I'm just really cognizant of what that messaging is. If I'm allowing a man to put his hands on them.
Well, when it comes to men and women, I think it would be best if the mother deals with the girls and the father deals with the boys. That would only make sense based on the genders. So, yeah.
That's not going to work. And he doesn't have to. When you have a father, he can just say, I'm disappointed, and they melt into tears. So,
trust me, I know.
That's me.
Now, with me, they want to try and go back and forth, and I'm not your little friend, but with him, it's like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
You don't want to disappoint daddy.
I would support my child if they chose to be a cop.
Yeah. What? Because of the George Floyd situations and the Breonna Taylor and all those stuff in the past was bad. But if your child wants to be a cop, let them pursue what they want to be. You can't let outside influences change your mind based around your career. So I would support them. Yes, strongly.
3, 2, 1, go.
let's hear this disagree.
It doesn't sit well with me. I know it's good to serve your community and the country, but as for my kids, my hearts that are walking outside day to day, I just cannot put them in harm's way. It terrifies me just thinking about it.
Well, me personally, I've never had a good experience with cops, ever. The things that we see with how cops treat us as Black people, me having a Black son, and how I have to raise him and educate him more than, the average child or whatever is really, really frustrating. But if you walked in the door and said, Mom, I want to go to police academy, I want to become a cop, I would have to, in front of him, support him and have to.
All of us have this trepidation when it comes to the police. Well, the only way we can really fix that is to have more Black and brown faces on the police force. So we have to start encouraging people that are really, truly interested in it.
I'm actually in the position now. My oldest son, he's a junior in high school. And right in the midst of all of this craziness, he gets accepted into this prestigious program that I know nothing of because he wants to be a detective. I can't speak for everyone, but I did not have that feeling like, something is going to happen to him. I told him that he can do whatever he wants to do as long as, he puts his best foot forward.
My child has faced racism.
Well, I don't have a child, so I'll just stay on the spectrum, the line in the middle. We'll see what they...
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, 95. Agree on Instagram.
I said disagree because my daughter is 3 and all the kids around her age, they're at a stage of just realizing what colors are. Like a couple weeks ago, my daughter just told me that she was brown. Abby's always usually the only Black girl. And a lot of the white kids around her, they actually want to be like her. Like this one girl's like, I want to have skin like Abby. I want my hair to be curly like Abby, Mom. Like they're literally tugging on their mom's dresses. Like, and it's kind of weird, but at least it's not negative, and I don't want her to experience that at her age.
It's funny that this question came up because my daughter just experienced it probably like a couple weeks before they canceled school. I let her wear her hair out natural for the first time. It was just like in a twist out. These girls, she told me that while they was outside playing, that she couldn't play with them because she don't have hair like Elsa. Whoa. And my daughter did not understand. She didn't understand what that meant. Then she came home and was like, Mommy, can you straighten my hair? And I was like, no. And so I just had to let her know, like, you have hair. And if they don't want to play with you because you don't have Elsa's hair, you find someone else. But that was the first conversation I had to have with her about race because it was the first time she ever had to deal with it. So it was kind of just like, are they learning that on their own, or is that parents teaching them that?
The one that stands out to me when I have to get involved, because I try and teach them how to defend themselves and their culture. But when this teacher accused my daughter of stealing, then that was a whole nother conversation that I had to get into. And she had no proof. I brought the principal in. She was like, well, she looks like she stole.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, now it's gonna get different real quick. Because I was like, what do you mean she looks like she was stealing? Do you have proof that she stole? Well, she was the only one that was standing around the desk. And so my daughter was like, well, Mom, can I say something? I was like, you sure can. She was like, well, Valerie was standing by the desk too. But she didn't look like she stole anything.
So how does that work then?
I ain't gonna tell y'all what I said. But I said a few things. But my daughter, she asked me, did she say that because I'm Black? I said, yes, baby, she did.
Joe Biden is invited to the cookout.
Honestly, I don't hold any political affiliation in this country nor in the US, so I'm on the line again.
3, 2, 1, go.
62 disagree.
Here's the thing about Joe. I feel like Barack Obama made Joe Biden look better than what we thought. And I don't think that Joe Biden's racist. Well, I'm not going to say that. I don't know if he... Don't let it be like that, Latrine. I don't know if he's racist or if he's just extremely senile. Because a lot of the interviews, I'm just like, it might just be time to go golf for the rest of your life. It's enough. And if you're going to be invited to something like the cookout, which is a Black experience, you got to do better.
You can't trust him. I don't know. He had me bamboozled. Well, I really was rocking for Joe. But now I'm like, I'm with you, Janelle. Are you senile, boo? or do you just be lying?
Now I wish I would have changed my answer to NA because I don't feel like I'm applicable to answer this question because I have no idea what she's talking about. And I'm just going off of love and hip hop. So
No, not Joe Budden.
Oh, she's talking about the wrong person.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, misconception. I'll see you on the disagree line.
People assume that I'm a single mother.
Well, again, on the spectrum, these final questions is basically because it's all women. On the spectrum again, I can't vote in this one.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'll agree. That's rare. Instagram disagrees though.
But I feel like for me personally, I've felt it mentally. Like if I know my husband's at home, I would think that someone else is thinking that I'm a single mom. Like it just kind of stresses me out because I know that I'm not, and it's honestly not a bad thing. Anyways, my mom was a single mom, so was my aunt. They raised all of us together, so I know it can be done.
I actually had a really crazy experience. Right before I gave birth to my son, I was shopping. Beautiful young Black woman comes up to me. She's like, oh, how far along are you? And we're talking. And she starts giving me like these resources for single pregnant women. And I'm just like, wow. I was like, thank you so much. But I'm actually happily married. And, my husband's he was somewhere out of town or something like that. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, it's crazy how just because you see a woman by herself and she either has kids or she's pregnant, I would just think, oh, she must be a single mother. So there's so many biases that I had to check after I had my child and during my pregnancy.
I am a single mom, so it's so funny because I haven't been married. It's really surprising to me that married women have just been perceived in that light. For me, although it's my reality as far as taking care of my child, I try not to think in a woe is me situation because that's how they approach it. Just because I say yes, it's an immediate assumption that I'm just a single woman that can't take care of my child. I just find it great to know that most of you are married as Black women because I've been around single moms. Right. And this kind of helped me step out of my comfort zone to know that our Black community, we do have households that have men in them and taking care of their kids. So it's really nice.
Yeah, this was interesting. I like this. If you want to see a react to more videos like this, just leave it in the comments, or you could follow me on my socials, links in the description. I like informative videos like this. I'm gonna react to more. So anyway, that was the end of the video. If you liked it, you could leave a like or dislike, your preference. Remember to subscribe and share. I've been your boy Harvey. Goodbye and stay safe.